Hi guys, it's April 29, 2015. Um, I don't know if I came across this article or if somebody linked to it, but if somebody left the link, thank you for doing so. I'm not going to read the whole article. I will link to it below, but it's on the shithitsthefanplan.com. And it is, what I am going to read is a letter written to Dave Hodges from a Texas Ranger who wants to remain anonymous. And I do not like doing this, but I understand why certainly, people in the military, police, and Texas Rangers, I understand why they feel the need to remain anonymous, but it leaves me with a question of, is this true? Was it actually a Texas Ranger who wrote this? Or could it just be anybody who wrote it to Dave Hodges? So, it's the world we're living in. But I'm going to read this letter, and you can do with the information as you wish. Hello, Mr. Hodges. I have been a Texas Ranger for quite some time, and as such, I am privy to much of what is going on with regard to the Midland Walmart store closing, the presence of ISIS on Texas soil, and our preparations to combat an insurgent threat. I will not give you my rank or location because it would not be safe to do so. It is a waste of time to try and trace the IP number, IP address, etc., as I have taken steps to ensure that this note cannot be traced back to me. I understand and realize that you seem to have a growing issue with people who will not go on the record with their inside knowledge or first-hand observations, but you cannot understand the pressure and scrutiny that some of us are under. I am taking a big risk writing this email to you. The main reason that I am writing to you is to encourage you to keep writing on the growing threat of infiltration in Texas, and I suspect other states as well. The infiltration I am writing about is not just special forces that are going to be conducting covert drills in our state. That is concerning, and I agree with you, this involves martial law. For now, I am talking about ISIS and the danger that they pose to all of us. Our intelligence indicates that they have enough manpower and firepower to subdue a small town. The Midland Walmart takeover by Department of Homeland Security is a national security move in which we have been told falls under the continuity of government provisions. The threat fusion centers are providing related information on what it is we are facing, but the information sharing is only in one direction, and that is very concerning. We are expecting an attack on more than one Texas city or town by ISIS and or any of their partners. I believe the information to be accurate. However, this makes the covert operations of groups like the Navy SEALs and others under Jade Helm 15 highly suspicious. We do not need the insertion of special ops into Texas towns and cities. I think you are probably right about the intention of arresting political undesirables, given what we know about Jade Helm 15. I am of the opinion that whatever the mission objectives of Jade Helm 15, they have nothing to do with the immediate threat. Therefore, I do not pretend to understand the full scope of Jade Helm 15 because there are unfolding operational details which are almost impossible to reconcile with what I already know to be fact based on the evidence for what is going on. Let me drop a bombshell that I have not seen you address. There are trains moving throughout Texas that have shackles inside some of the cars. I have not personally seen them, but I know personnel that have seen this. This indicates that these trains will be used to transport prisoners of some sort. I know from reading your articles that your default belief will be that these are for American political prisoners and will be transported to FEMA detention camps of some sort. We have been told by Homeland that these trains are slated for transporting captured terrorists, non-domestic. We are not sure we can trust this explanation because Homeland is keeping a lot from us, and we are growing increasingly uncomfortable with their presence in Texas. I wanted to tell you also that we believe that Pantex is a high-value target for ISIS, and much of our preparation is to thwart any action by terrorists against that facility. I am wondering how in the hell you figured that out. Someone on the deep inside must be talking with you. Keep writing, Mr. Hodges, you and the underground media. I apologize, I'm not going to answer that. You and the underground media are making a difference. As I am sure you know, Colorado announced today that Jade Helm 15 is suspended in that state. Unfortunately, we do not have that prerogative because we believe that we are under the threat of imminent attack here in Texas. I do believe the ISIS threat is legitimate, but you are also correct to suspect the motives behind the JH-15 drills. They are clouded in secrecy, and we have been shut out regarding their operational intent. The people of Texas and all of the United States of America should be pushing back against Jade Helm 15. I will support the feds in their preparation against ISIS, but the moment that this action turns against our locals is the moment I will perform my oath of office. I am not alone in this feeling. None of my brothers trust Homeland. We will have to see where this is going, but I have a bad feeling. You do your job and keep writing, and I will do my job in upholding the Constitution. Thank you. So, I take in the information and I file it. What else can I do? I don't want to alarm anybody. I don't know if this is a legitimate source. I can't verify this source. Obviously, Dave Hodges can't even verify this source. But with everything that we know and all the research that we've been doing over the years, when it's all taken together and then you read a letter like this, it could very well be true. We know that people have found trains with shackles in them. We know that something's up with Jade Helm 15. We know that Army Special Ops answering the questions of the residents in Bastrop, Texas, was lying. And we know that the Department of Homeland Security has purchased billions of rounds of ammunition. Hollow Point, stating that they were going to be using it as target practice. So, I guess that's all I can say. I'll link below to the article, and you can read the additional information. But yeah, things are not looking good. I mean, even if this turns out to be a letter from somebody who's not a Texas Ranger, even if it turns out to be false, things are still not really looking good. Anyway, guys, have a great night.